Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the September 10th regular Select Board meeting. We have CTSB recording and Clarence Fanto from the Eagle. Is anyone else recording? No. We will start with a couple of announcements from the chair. The first is that next Wednesday, September 17th, from 3:30 to 5:30 here in the town hall, there will be a meeting with BRPC and Beta Group. This is relating to expanding pedestrian and bicycle networks around the Tanglewood facility. This would involve 183 Hawthorne and Old Stockbridge. Am I missing anything there?
Yes, no, Hawthorne Street and Hawthorne Road, those are two different roads.
Yeah. Oh, yes, yes. There we go.
So,
And the second announcement is that next Thursday, the 18th at 5:30 p.m. here at Town Hall in the auditorium, there will be a meeting led by Eamon and the Land Use Department to review the short-term rental update. So anyone that has any questions or wants more information on that is encouraged to attend.
and you'll see my smiling face at both of those public hearings. So if you have any questions in the midterm, feel free to reach out to me. Happy to talk about the bike study, happy to talk about short-term rental.
Anyone else have any announcements? Well, then we will move right along to Citizens Open Forum. Lenox residents are welcome to address the board for up to 2 minutes. Is anyone here for Citizens Open Forum? No? Well, moving right along then. Let's get into the...
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
I don't know how this works, but have you thought about like Neyland Avenue yet?
We have an agenda
We're about
for that,
to.
so we have an agenda item for that,
Oh, I don't
so
know how this works.
I suppose a lot of folks are here for that, including the chief, so we're gonna let you speak and voice your opinions at that time.
So let's move into the consent agenda. Oh, yes, the minutes, yes. No.
There are no minutes.
Very well, then let's move into the consent agenda. To authorize the town manager to sign a contract with Associated Construction for a wastewater treatment plant refurbishment project. Let's see, so do I need to read this whole thing here?
Yes, sir.
Or just make a motion to do it?
I can take care of that, and I can give you a little description.
Wonderful.
So, we have bids in hand for the wastewater treatment complex, the upgrades that we've all talked about. We went back to the contractor with a couple of requests for some changes. We also, I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden, but we had to get their bond in place and things like that. So KP Law had asked us to authorize Jay to sign the contract. It's new for us to hear that, but KP Law has had some new folks that work on contracting, so we have to officially vote to authorize that Jay could sign that contract. He has, so this is retroactive to just before he left on vacation, but we have to vote as a select board to authorize Jay to sign on behalf of the town to hire the contractor that has the low bid and has been reviewed.
Lovely.
So the motion,
There's a motion right here.
yeah, this is the same thing. So I would move to, this is a consent agenda item, so I would move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
On to general business. First is the public hearing for the proposed amendment to Section 5.6 of the Town of Lenox Traffic Rules and Regulations. The purpose of the amendment is no parking at any time on either side of Neyland Avenue from West Street to Sunset Avenue. Do we want to open it to discussion, or do we want to proceed?
Well, let me
Yeah, please,
read
by all
some
means.
further information. So this is a result of requests of residents on Neyland Avenue, the town manager, the DPW superintendent, and the police and fire chiefs. They have visited the neighborhood. There's correspondence related to the amendment. We have those in our packet, and we have the chief here, and I assume we have folks here who would wish to speak about this, and that is what we're going to do.
Wonderful. Chief, do you want to chat first, or do you want to let citizens come up first?
I'm here to answer questions if I can.
Okay.
Okay.
Does anyone from the,
What I need to say is clear right there on the monitor up there. I mean, it's, if there are cars parked on the side of the road, we would have great difficulty getting our fire apparatus through there. And I know in some instances, people park on both sides of the road in certain spots. We can appear. This was obviously our visit, and actually while we were here, while we were there with the fire engineer, there was a garbage truck that came through and we had to finagle some vehicles around to get through there. So, I mean, you can clearly see if there was regular cars there, we wouldn't be able to get through. You know, if there was an actual fire in there coming in from one side, we'd have to back out, come in around the other end, so you can see our issue there as far as fire.
And there's a letter in our packet from Chief Steve O'Brien on the police side, similarly recommending this change.
Does anyone else have anything that they'd like to add?
Not really, but.
What we'd like you to do is
Yeah,
to step
so-
forward so the folks at home can hear you.
And then just identify yourself.
Hi there, my name's Eric Bolden. I live at 9 Neeland Avenue. I sent a fairly, well, I thought it was a pretty good letter about the free flow of traffic.
Yes.
But I don't want to be redundant because, well, should I tell you an experience that happened?
Certainly.
All right, so earlier this summer, I saw all these cars lined up along Neeland Avenue. So if you stand on West Street and you look up Neeland Avenue, it's straight for maybe 100 feet or so, and then the road curves around. And there were 8 cars looking at the road from there, parallel parking on that curve, going up straight and around, which is, I guess it's roughly, I would say, maybe 200 feet. So what happened is that, well, that didn't happen, but Neeland Avenue is 16, 17 feet wide. Those cars took up at least half the street, and which automatically made that street a one-way street, one-way traffic or one lane. Because if a car or a truck is coming, let's say, from Sunset down, they can't see around the corner because of those cars. You can't see. And it's also true going up Neeland Avenue from West Street, you can't see around the corner. So what inspired me to write that letter about the free flow of traffic is that, let's say a fire truck comes up there. How is a fire truck going up? A fire truck's isn't it 8.5 feet wide, roughly? Yeah, fire truck's 8.5 feet wide. It's wider than the one-lane road. And if somebody's coming down this way and a fire truck's going up that way, forget about it. So I'm kind of repeating myself. The only with the letter I wrote, but the only thing I'll say is that's not in that letter is that there were 8 cars parked there. So we can't, in my opinion, we can't have overflow parking from the Shabbat. I mean, this is like life and death. Every second counts, I wrote in that letter. It's also down the other end of the street, like they were David and Pam live. It's like, that's really interesting. I think this is, well, no, this is about halfway down. Didn't one of you live on Sunset Avenue? Yeah, you did. When you go off from Sunset and then you go down, it's kind of like, I call it the suicide curve. Well, you know what I'm talking about? You go like that, right? Well, if anybody parks, and that's 16 feet wide. Literally, it's 16 feet. If anybody parks on that curve, a fire truck or a rescue vehicle is toast. And the reason why it's toast is because the vehicle has to get off the road to pass any car. Because if he's, like he's 8.5 feet, right? And the thing is that there's a culvert there. You can't see the culvert. And an emergency vehicle is going right into that culvert. And it's going to stay there because maybe like 7 years ago, a trash truck got stuck in there. And they had to tow it out. So Neeland Avenue, because of the way it's shaped and because of the narrowness of the road, it just doesn't work. I mean, to have overflow. We shut that road down for apple squeeze. The whole road gets shut down. There's barricades at both ends. It says neighbors only. And that is to promote and keep the free flow of traffic because, again, every second counts in life and death situations.
Thank you. Does anyone else have anything else to add? Yes, sir.
So, it would appear that we're in favor of doing exactly what you requested. But with that comes responsibility as well. I mean, all of you may have a graduation party, some friends come by. Where are they going to park? You're going to have to self-police to make sure that you folks, and I'm not pointing fingers because I don't know, but you folks don't clog up your own road. I mean, there certainly are times when you're going to have visitors that are going to take up your entire driveway, and maybe others. So just be careful for putting, for yourselves, having guests come in and use the road as a parking area. Use your lawn, use a neighbor, coordinate with a neighbor, use their driveway, but don't clog up the road. Okay? Does it make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
No, that's a wise suggestion, Dave. I mean, I'm certainly familiar with this from having visited people there at Kimball and seeing the overflow parking out on the road and whatnot. But, in my own neighborhood, and I'm not saying this is the exact way to do it, but, when a nearby neighbor had a wedding, they said, we're going to have a lot of folks. A few of us volunteered our parking areas and other things, and they said, we're going to try to stay off the road so it's not too crowded, as you said. I mean,
Right.
you can be proactive and,
Yes, police your own neighborhood.
so.
Dave, do you have a question?
No, I just wanted to respond to your inquiry, or your point. David Fisher, 25 Neeland Ave. This was brought up at the time of the site visit. And uniformly, I've spoken to a few neighbors who are not here today, but we firmly believe that that's the not being able to park our own vehicles on that street is a small price to pay for what needs to happen on that block anyway. It's a long time coming. We haven't even addressed pedestrians, so if you look at that picture, if somebody's walking their dog, where do you go? And I've been in that situation, walking a dog, and you come what you don't see there is that's the second curve if you're coming from West Street towards Sunset. So that's the second curve, and you cannot see anybody coming in from north to south until they're right on top of you. And so you're there. If there's two cars there and they're trying to get around and you're walking, I've been in this situation. And so we all know that when we have parties, we've already told our neighbors, not a great place to park. If you can find a spot out on Sunset or in town and walk in, much better. And I feel good about telling my guests that, because I don't want a car slamming into them or somebody getting hurt because somebody's trying to get around the parked car. And so we're well aware of this issue, and I have spoken to the neighbors. We all think that's a small price to pay, so thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, David.
Good.
Great.
Good for a motion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I will move that we approve the amendment to Section 5-6 of the Town of Lenox Traffic Rules and Regulations proposing no parking at any time on either side of Neeland Avenue from West Street to Sunset Avenue to go into effect October 1st, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. So I assume DPW will put up a couple of signs that say no parking either side of the street at the West Street entrance and the Sunset Street entrance to the street. That would probably help.
There's going to be another legal notice in the Berkshire Eagle 10 days prior to closing it off.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, this is the advertising.
It'll be a notice that everyone can see, which is a requirement for the DPW, but yes, we have just voted in favor of this. It's in motion.
I got that.
But it won't be like there's signs there tomorrow morning,
yeah.
because he
No, I
has to do that. But by October 1st, which is, not horribly far away, this is going to take place.
Can I say one more thing? I mean, actually, we're all thankful. The thing is, it was sparked by overflow parking from the Shabbat, right? This is what really sparked it. And, for me, it's like, look, these people, they go to the Shabbat, they want to do their religious practices, they want to socialize, they want to have a good time and all that. And just like apple squeeze, right? But the people who park there, they're kind of like, people use the word clueless, but they don't understand the repercussions of parking like that. So there's no ill will towards them. We don't feel that at all, you know, the Shabbat is more about just the safety on the street, you know, because we see it and we know what's up because we're so, there's only a, you know, it's not, we don't have like 100 neighbors here. We're talking about very few people. So, you know, just, it's all about the safety, the fire, well, you know, I'm just, you know.
Next up, we have a public hearing.
Okay, do we have a public hearing notice?
Yes,
Deanna?
it's in the packet.
And if you just follow through it, the index has stuff, but number 2,
Okay.
read through straight.
Mr. Chair, this is a public hearing for Bees Lenox Incorporated, doing business as Bees House, located at 80 Church Street. They are seeking a new annual all-alcoholic restaurant license filed August 18th, 2025 by Bees Lenox, doing business as Bees House. Molly Lyon Joseph, manager for premises located at 80 Church Street, consisting of approximately 2,554 square feet on the first and second floor and approximately 1,053 square feet on the outdoor deck. The premises include 3 indoor dining areas, a bar, kitchen, and an outdoor deck dining area.
Great. I see we have them here.
Hearing is.
I think we need to move. I think
Okay,
it's a-
I'm sorry. And following that, I need to move to open the public hearing for Bees Lenox, doing business as Bees House, located at 80 Church Street, requesting an annual all-alcoholic beverages on-premises restaurant liquor license with Molly Lyon Joseph, I apologize, as licensed manager.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the motion is open.
No, it's open.
Do we have any questions? I know the paperwork's in order. I understand the license, if granted, will be held until permits and everything are issued. Does anyone have any questions here?
I don't have any questions, I'll just speak in favor of it. I mean, Molly's been around, run a couple restaurants in town with no problems. It's the same size restaurant that Jimmy Lucia had for years and years and years, plenty of parking and perfect. Open it up.
Fingers crossed. That's been a tough location, so.
Yeah, we're very
Yeah.
excited. We're very excited to see you guys succeed and, you know, add more great things to the town. What's the fair going to be?
The fair is going to be the New American.
Cool.
I like to say like the Berkshire Bistro. It's not
I'm
French.
gonna have you
Maybe
sign
not.
the microphone and give us your name and.
This is for
It's free
people at home.
advertising.
This is
For
advertising.
people, okay,
Yes.
so yeah, Berkshire Bistro. So the aesthetic is very Parisian inspired, timeless, classic, just really warm and cozy, like you're entering my home. The food will be, New England cuisine. So we're going to have a bit of everything. The chef will have kind of free reign with not being tied down to just Italian. I'm not doing Italian. I I did the Italian thing. It was very tempting because who doesn't love Italy? But there'll be a homemade pasta dish on there too. Some chicken, a great smash burger, good fries, good salads, as much local produce as we can work with and local farms. So I think it'll be something different that Lenox doesn't have right now, and just another place for the community to gather. That's really what I love to do, is create those spaces for people of the community to come and join. I'm so glad it's September and all the locals have come back and into the restaurants. It's like, we're back, everyone was back. So it's really the community that I feel in Lenox that I feel really tied to and connected to. So yeah, another space. We just got to get it open.
Great.
One of these days.
How long
Thank
after
you.
the last opening we had did it take
We-
us? from-
not long.
I think
A
it was
day
the
maybe?
day after?
Yeah.
That we were there?
That's
so-
for sure. Yes.
We like new places opening.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Okay, does anyone
guess
have any questions before I both close the hearing and make the motion? Okay, so first I'll move to close the public hearing for Bees Lenox Inc.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now I will move to approve the application of Bees Lenox, doing business as Bees House, located at 80 Church Street, requesting an annual all-alcohol beverage on-premises restaurant liquor license with Molly Lyon Joseph as licensed manager, as presented in our application submitted August 18th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Boom.
Good luck.
Yes.
Can't wait to
Thank you
open.
very much.
You can't do that.
Be good.
All right, moving on to the, yes. The third public hearing, third.
Third
All right,
public
so
hearing, yeah, so many public
We have
hearings.
another public hearing tonight. This one is Verizon seeking the permission to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including sustaining and protecting fixtures along and across Housatonic Street near Crystal Street. DPW Superintendent Gopp has requested of Verizon that the pole be placed so as not to interfere with the sidewalk and swale. So first oh no, this is a continued hearing, is it not?
The new one is in a similar place as the last one that we.
Okay, but I don't,
This is Verizon only, but you don't need to, it just.
there's no opening the hearing. Okay.
Great.
Here we go.
Yes,
I'm here for the hearing.
excellent.
You to speak.
Yep.
If you can just give us a quick overview of what's happening.
Happy to. Don Vonner with Verizon. I just came from the site. It's at the corner of Willow Creek, Crystal, and Housatonic. There's a pole on the south side. Do you all have the diagram? You do?
We've been down there.
You've been down there, okay. Did you see the stake? Okay, so you know it's on the other side of the swale in the woods. Did you happen to notice where it was attached to the tree, the guy wire?
I don't know if I looked at that.
Yeah, that's the main purpose for this pole going in, is right now there's a guy wire, a support wire that's attached to an old tree. And eventually it's coming down and it's gonna wreak havoc on the poles that are there. So what we're doing is we're putting in a support pole, an S pole, which is where that stake is now. And the point of that pole is to just have a guy wire go over to it instead of the tree. It's for safety purposes for the existing pole line. There is no other purpose for that pole. There's no other wires going off of it. Its only purpose is support for the existing pole line.
I looked at the site and talked to Bill, and if you do what you say, but just coordinate with Bill, our superintendent of the DPW, before you dig the hole and put it in, but it seems fine. You know, everybody's okay with it.
Yeah. Bill said he was fine with it as well, so.
Great.
All right. Mr. Chair, I move to approve the petition of Verizon to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including sustaining and protecting fixtures along Housatonic Street near Crystal Street in coordination with DPW Superintendent William Gopp.
All in favor?
Aye.
Our next regular meeting will be September 24th.
Thank you. I'll move to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.